G'day True Achievers, Nemlock here, and today we're going to look at the achievement walkthrough for the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. This game is a collection of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games that initially came out on the first PlayStation. In my opinion, these are some of the best platformer games ever made. Each of the games come with their own achievement list, so we're going to be looking at unlocking 77 achievements for a total of 3,000 gamer score. It takes an average of 40 to 50 hours to complete this game, but based off speedruns I've seen, I'd say the minimum for this game could be anywhere between 6 to 12 hours. To start with, select Crash Bandicoot from the main menu, and jump straight through to the story. We are going to do 2 runs, a story run, completing all the levels up to including the final boss fight, and a relic run, completing all the levels to unlock the required relics. You also need to unlock all of the gems, which we will spread out across both runs to save a lot of backtracking. We're going to start in Sanity Beach. We're going to hit all 49 boxes and unlock the clear gem. To start with, you'll have 3 boxes in front of you. The 2 on the left are bounce boxes. You can bounce on them up to 5 times before they break. Each bounce will give you 2 Wumpa Fruit. Every 100 Wumpa Fruit you earn will give you a life. I'm playing it safe. I want as many lives as possible. It is up to you to decide how safe you need to play it leading up to the end. The one on the right is a question mark box. Question mark boxes contain a bunch of Wumpa Fruit, a free life, or a bonus token. If it contains a life, it will contain Wumpa Fruit when you revisit it. You might see this a bit, as I have cut out a lot of deaths in my run to make the video quicker. This first box contains a free life. Don't pick up the life straight away. Instead, we're going to spin it away. We only want to do this once. We lose the life, but we also unlock the I meant to do that achievement, rewarded for spinning a life away. Head forward, jumping over any pits you come to, and spinning the crabs away. On the left, there's an Aku Aku box. The Aku Aku mask will absorb 1 attack that would otherwise kill Crash, within reason. It won't protect you from falling down pits, or for drowning, for example. When you pick up the second mask, it will turn gold and shiny. This lets you know that you can take 2 hits of damage. Picking up a third grants you temporary invulnerability. I try to limit using it in my run, but it does have its benefits. Notably, you will run faster, and boxes that you're close to will automatically break. We're going to be trying to keep our masks to the end, as the last few boxes are a lot easier if we're invulnerable when we run past them. Just keep heading forward, hit the boxes as you go, they're all right in your path so you won't miss any. Continue up the stairs, breaking all the boxes along the way, and at the top you'll find your first checkpoint. You should have 22 boxes before breaking the first checkpoint. Right here on the right will be your third Aku Aku box. We're going to grab it and immediately run forward as quickly as possible. Jump over the right side of these blocks as there's a box hidden on the other side. Make sure to grab all the 8 boxes here and head up the right path. Ahead you'll see 2 kinds of boxes, a metal exclamation box and an outline of boxes. Outline boxes mark boxes that will spawn in when you hit the exclamation box. We're going to hit the exclamation box and wait for the bridge of boxes ahead to fill up. As soon as the bridge forms, run across it. The boxes should automatically break under you. The mask might wear off before you hit the end, so just make sure you bounce on any remaining boxes. Head forward and back up the left path. You should find 2 more boxes before the forward blocks. Break them and resume forward. Grab the last box and the clear gem should appear. Grab the clear gem and jump into the portal. At the level completion screen, we'll be making our first clear gem. Hit continue and enter into the next level. This next level contains a coloured gem path, so we can't get the clear gem the first time. Instead, we're going to aim for avoiding the boxes to unlock another achievement. Head forward, avoiding the boxes. You're going to run into a line of skunks. Spinning the first one straight on should send it back through the line and take out the rest of them. As soon as you get to the man-eating plant, just run into it and let it eat you. This will unlock the Feed Me achievement. Just do exactly what you did leading up to the man-eating plant. Perhaps you had an Aku Aku mask. It should still count, but you won't die. I'll catch back up to you in a moment. This time, when you spin away the line of skunks, you should unlock the Spin Doctor achievement. This does unlock for spinning an enemy into another enemy twice in the same level. You'll run into 2 more skunk lines later in the level if you don't have it already. Continue moving forward over the obstacles along the way. Just make sure to cross the rolling stones on the opposite side to give you plenty of room. And remember, we don't want to break any boxes. You need to leave 30, so the highest it can show on the counter is 13. Ahead we can see a wall of boxes. You will need to break 6 of them to pass. Just spin through one side to avoid the other. Over this next jump, we have our 4th line of skunks. You should have the Spin Doctor achievement by now. Just be prepared to spin again, as you don't always get the last one. This man-eating plant here will need to be bounced on. If you spin it, it will probably break the boxes behind you. Don't worry, you have the high ground, so it's a lot easier bouncing on this one than it is on the others. Watch out for the pit directly behind these rolling stones. Wait for them to roll to both sides, then jump to the middle and back out. Jump through to the portal at the end. We're going to see a lot of boxes falling down on Crash. At 30, he should collapse. This will give us the box that broke the Bandicoot's back achievement. Hit continue and enter the next level. This next level also contains a coloured gem path. You can skip the boxes if you want. We won't be getting the clear gem. Start by bouncing up the metal arrow boxes. Head right, jump over the pits, and spin away the enemies as required. This exclamation box is going to contain your first Tauna token. Tauna tokens are the most common of the bonus round tokens. Collect all 3 of the same type, and you can enter the appropriate bonus round. Tauna rounds are pretty easy, and they give you a handful of lives. You can choose to ignore them unless you're going for the clear gem. Make sure to avoid the bouncing metal box as you jump through. Monkeys will roll between 2 spots. While it's rolling, you don't want to touch it. Wait for it to stop and deal with it then. This next obstacle is a spinning platform. Spin it and it will temporarily rotate around and act as a normal platform. Jump up them quickly before they revert back. We're going to use this one to get to the metal arrow crate to the left and bounce up to the right, before jumping up onto the platform on the top. Continue left. You can bounce on this turtle for the Aku Aku box if you need it. Ahead of you will see some spiky poles. Just wait behind each one for it to retract back to its original position before moving through. Past the first 3 will be your second Tauna token. Immediately ahead is a villager. These guys won't kill you, but they will push you around. You need to jump over them. This usually means landing at the start of their platform and immediately jumping as they charge you. With their shields up, you can bounce on them or spin them away. Continue forward. Be careful on the mossy platforms. They can change your momentum and you can fall off if you're not careful. Wait for this next spiky pole and for the fire pit to go out. In the middle here is your third Tauna token. If you collected all 3, you can jump into the bonus portal. This will unlock the That's What Those Do achievement. This bonus round is pretty straightforward. Just keep moving right and use the arrow boxes to hit the metal exclamation box. One of the boxes of spawn will contain a light. At the end, you'll find 2 more crash boxes and the exit portal. Continue past the next set of spiky poles. Head through the last 2 just as the first one retreats, and jump through the portal at the end. When you're ready, hit confirm and continue to enter the next level. This is going to be your first chase level. Crash will be moving towards the camera. From behind, a boulder is going to be chasing you through most of the level. If the boulder hits you, you die. You may have noticed that any Aku Aku masks you had will be suddenly gone. They can't help you with this level either. We're going to be hitting all 16 boxes along the way and earning the clear gem. Start with the box on the left and head into the first safe room. Inside the stone rooms, you're safe from the boulder. Make sure to grab the boxes inside. Okay, so we're being chased by our first boulder. Just keep moving forward, jumping over the pits that come along. We're at the next safe room with 2 more boxes. Don't forget the box just outside. Just ahead of us are a bunch of pits. Just be ready on that jump button. Jump over these fences, and you might see an odd box being left behind. The boulder will break boxes, so we can ignore a few. Okay, our next safe room. With the 3 boxes inside, we should have 13 boxes before we hit the checkpoint. Stay in the middle of the screen for this last boulder. You'll be jumping across platforms, so only the middle section is safe. Follow the trail of Wumpa fruit, dodge around the barricades. You can grab the extra boxes here, but the boulder will take care of them. And we jump along this last set of platforms to the end. You might notice that one platform falls. As long as you keep moving, it won't be an issue. Grab the clear gem at the end and jump into the portal. At the level completion screen, we will bank our second clear gem, hit continue and enter the next level. This next level has a coloured gem path, so we won't be unlocking the clear gem. Also make sure to stay out of the water. Crash can't swim. Most of this level is just going to be moving forward, jumping across platforms to get to the end without drowning. Move quickly across the lily pads as they sink. The very first question mark box has your first Torna token. Right after, you can see a piranha jumping across in front of you. They can be avoided or spun. Safest bet is to jump spin across their path. Make your way across the lily pads. Mossy logs will slow you down. You can jump up them quicker, just make sure not to fall off. At the top of the first one will be your first checkpoint. Directly ahead, you can see a red Venus flytrap. These act as platforms, but you have to move off them quickly before they snap shut. Just think of them like a lily pad, except a mask will save you if you're too slow. The next question mark box has the second Torn token. Make your way across the next set of floating leaves, and along the row of lily pads. Ahead we can see a purple Venus flytrap. These snap shut on a timer. Just wait for them to snap shut, and cross just after they reopen. Hit the next checkpoint, and just keep moving forward. The next question mark box has the last Torna token. In this bonus round, you want to be hitting all of the boxes on your way right without falling into the gaps. As you can see, you don't get much. The only real prize is the 2 lives at the very end. Continue moving forward. If you're not sure at all, you can safely wait on the moving leaves for the right time to jump across. Jump into the exit portal at the end. And when you're ready, hit confirm and continue to enter the next level. This is our first boss fight. To start with, Papu is going to spin his club around the room. As soon as he brings his club down, jump across to the centre to bounce on his head, and immediately jump across to the other side of the room to wait for the next timing. Just keep doing this until you beat him. The only thing you'll want to watch out for is where his club was when you bounced on his head. He's going to bring it back down at the exact same spot that he left it at the last turn. You don't want to be standing under it when he does. Once Crash spins and flicks us the peace signs, he can jump on his body to exit the level. This will unlock the Papu Popped achievement for defeating Papu. We're heading straight back to Sanity Island. We're not going to enter the next level right away. Head back to the Papu marker and head down to go to CoCo's time machine. Select yes for CoCo to join the adventure and then swap to her by pressing the right trigger. We will need to spin 5 enemies as CoCo to unlock an achievement. Head forward to the next level and make sure that you have CoCo selected before entering it. Rolling Stones has a coloured gem path. We won't be unlocking the clear gem. Start with spinning the man-eating plant away. Past the first Rolling Stone, we will find the first Torna token. Make sure to grab the hidden box above the arrow box and bounce box for the first Brio token. Brio bonus rounds are more difficult, but they reward more lives. Keep spinning away the enemies as you move forward. This man-eating plant here might break the Aku box between the 2 TNT boxes at the back. If the mask gives you invulnerability, and you wish to enter the Brio bonus round, wait until the invulnerability wears off. Ahead, you will see more TNT boxes. This is the first time you'll probably run into them, so I'll give you a brief overview. If you spin them, they blow up. If you bounce on them, a countdown starts. At the end of the countdown, they blow up. You typically want to trigger the countdown and be out of the way of the explosion to break these boxes. Be aware that the explosion will blow away lives, Wumpa Fruit, and bonus tokens. This includes explosions caused by the Aku mask. The box at the far left contains the second Brio token. If we were invulnerable, they would immediately set off, blowing the token away. Keep moving forward. The question mark box here contains your second Torna token. Move through the middle of the next Rolling Stones, using the tracks as platforms to avoid the pits. And we'll find the last Torna token here. Heading right, you have 2 bridges of boxes that need to be bounced on as you make your way across. The second bridge contains a life. You can jump back and get it if you want. This is literally the only life you'll get in this bonus round. Jump through the portal at the end to exit back to the level. Keep moving forward. Ignore the blue platform. I spliced this part in to show you the Brio bonus. You won't have this platform yet. Ahead, you'll find the last Brio token. To start, hold jump and bounce between the lower TNT boxes. You'll be able to keep bouncing forwards. Straight after, you have 3 crash boxes. Jump to spin the middle box here and jump on top of the middle box, jumping along the top of the boxes and getting out before they explode. You can bounce along the last 3 boxes for 3 more lives. Continue forward. Wait on each platform for the right time to jump through the middle. At the end, you'll find the exit portal. You should have spun away well over 5 enemies by now, unlocking the No Holds Barred achievement. When you're ready, hit confirm to continue. Before entering the next level, you can press the right trigger to continue playing as Crash. I choose to play as Crash, but it's entirely up to you at this point. Hog Wild is the first of 2 hog levels. You won't see the other in the first run. We're also going to be breaking all 24 boxes to earn the clear gem. We'll be riding forward on a hog, jumping and steering left and right to avoid obstacles. You can't return to hit miss boxes, so if you miss any, either die to reload a checkpoint or restart the level. Stay in the middle whenever possible, as this gives you more room to steer left and right. Try to aim for nicking the sides of boxes. Later ones will be too close together to allow for wider steering. Just before hitting the first checkpoint, you should have 6 boxes. Steer right after the next box to avoid the villager, and left up the spiky poles to avoid the next one. Jump into the drum to bounce across the large pit. This next maneuver is a bit tricky. You need to hit the box on the right, then immediately hit the box on the left before returning right to avoid the villager. Tighter steering before the final right really helps here. Just make sure to jump into the drum directly in front. You should have 13 boxes before the next checkpoint. Stay right to avoid the obstacles and first villager. Steer left to avoid the second villager. Stay centered and weave left and right to the next set of boxes. Steer right to avoid the next villager and jump over the spit. The next spit will rotate over you, so just right under it, don't jump. Jump over the next spit and immediately over the spiky pole. Steer right to avoid the last villager and you should automatically collect the clear gem riding into the exit portal. At the level completion screen, we'll bank our third clear gem. Hit continue and enter the next level. Native Fortress has a coloured gem path, so we won't be unlocking the clear gem. To start with, you'll find your first corner token immediately to your left. Jump up to metal bounce boxes. Hold jump to bounce higher. You can bounce on the first hurdle to hit the Aku Aku box above it. Head left, avoiding the obstacles as you go. You'll eventually hit a set of spinning platforms. To the left is the second corner token. This time we have more than one platform to spin. Make sure to spin each one from below as you move upwards so that you can continue climbing. Continue right past the obstacles. If needed, you can bounce on fire pits. Just make sure that the fire has gone out before you do. Ahead you will find a TNT box stacked with additional boxes. You can hit the middle box and just wait on the previous platform for the TNT to explode. If you want the lives, quickly hit all of the boxes in the stack by jumping and spinning, and then jump on top of the middle box. Jump upwards just as the TNT explodes, and you should be able to clear the blast. At the end we'll find the last corner token. Head to the right. Long bounce on the arrow box for a hidden crash box above it. You'll find a second crash box bridging the gap to the exit. Continue up the spin platforms. Long bounce up the metal arrow boxes to the left. At the top of the third is an Aku Aku mask. Continue upwards to the next platform. Just ahead we're going to be taking a shortcut. Have a look at the fence in the background. Notice anything missing? Jump backwards through the gap in the fence and you'll be able to drop down behind it. Now just head left and you'll be able to make your way through the next part of the level, avoiding all of the obstacles. Jump forward back to the platform at the end. Make sure to wait for the fire pit to go out before you do. Continue left, avoiding the spiky poles and bouncing along the fire pits. This last jump takes us across 3 fire pits. You can't get across them in time before the fire comes back on, so jump into the gap in the wall behind the second one to wait it out. Once you make it through, make your way up the next set of spinning platforms. Along the way you'll find 4 crash boxes. Bounce up the metal arrow boxes and to the exit. When you're ready, hit confirm to continue and enter the next level. We are onto our second island now. Training wheels are off. Up the creek is our second river level, and we'll be breaking 48 boxes to unlock the next clear gem. Just keep moving forward as you did in Upstream, collecting the boxes as you go. Remember to spin jump through the paths of piranhas, and they won't be a problem. Past the first purple Venus flytrap is your first corner token. Watch out for the monkey directly past it. It stops in the middle. Before your first checkpoint, you should have 5 boxes. Past the second monkey, you'll have 2 Venus flytraps. Start moving across as the one at the back reopens. Heading up the mossy log, you'll notice some lily pads beneath it. Ignore them for now. Run along the line of lily pads at the top and try to make sure that you hit the very last one. Jump across to bounce on the metal exclamation box at the end. We are going to be running back along the line of lily pads we just crossed. If you sunk the one at the end, you can just wait for it to rise back up to the top. If you didn't, try to wait an appropriate time before running back. As you come down this mossy log, you're going to jump down to the lily pads underneath it and run along to the riverbank on the left. You'll see that there's 2 new boxes. You need to bounce on the TNT box and immediately use the arrow box to long bounce up onto the log. The TNT box will take both of them out. Return forward and directly ahead will be your second Torna token. Jumping between the floating leaves and across to the last Torna token. This will be our first bonus round in the level where we're going to see a gem. By now you should definitely have the "That's what those do" achievement. Head right, use the metal arrow box to break the first few boxes and then bounce up and along the bridge, breaking each one as you go. I found that once you get the feel for the tap required on the analog to move Crash right by exactly 1 box space, this stuff gets a little bit easier. Make sure that you hit all of the boxes before you return to the level. If you miss some, just drop down the hole and restart the bonus round. Continue forward. Collect the clear gem at the end and jump into the exit portal. At the level completion screen, we'll be making our 4th clear gem. Hit continue and enter the next level. This will be your second boss fight. You can skip a lot of it with masks, so I'll show you both methods. Ripperoo is going to bounce between a set path along the platform. You need to avoid Ripperoo and set off TNT boxes that float down the river in time to hit him with the blast. He follows a preset path, and the TNT boxes stop moving down the river once the countdown starts, so it isn't that difficult. The first path runs back and forth between the bottom two and centre platforms. He hits the centre platform the most, so bouncing on a TNT box when it is in the middle is the best plan. Jump to the back platforms for safety. Ripper is going to start moving in a circuit along the middle three and bottom centre platforms. At this point, if you have mask, you can just stand on a platform opposite Ripper and the TNT box and spin the TNT box. It will explode, hitting both of you. You can do this up to twice. Leaving it till the last is the best advice. And normally I find that his circuit takes it out the same time as a TNT countdown. Just hit a TNT box while he's next to him, and you should hit him with it on his way back around. The last phase has Ripper jumping between the middle platforms of each side. The corner platforms are your safest here. Again, his circuit has the same timing as a TNT countdown. Hit a TNT box while it's next to him, and you should take him out as he comes back around. Ripper will fall down the waterfall, and you should unlock the Ripper Ruined achievement before returning to Wumper Island. The Lost City is the first level that's probably going to cost you a lot of lives. We're going to be hitting all 82 boxes on our way through, but this time we're going to be unlocking the green gem. In Crash Bandicoot, coloured gems are only awarded if you break all of the boxes and collect the gem in a single life. The easiest way to define this is to say you can't reload from a checkpoint. You need to play through from the beginning of the level until the end. Dying before the first checkpoint is fine. You restart at the start of the level, so thankfully, Crash Bandicoot is forgiving and it doesn't count this as a death. Dying in a bonus also doesn't count, as this doesn't cost any lives. But if you die and reload at any checkpoint, immediately exit the level and restart. Oh, and this might be your first death run, but this doesn't mean this will be the easiest. I personally consider this to be the second hardest level in the entire game. The key is to move slowly. Be patient. Wait for the right time to move forward, and know when you need to move forward to avoid danger. You might consider collecting 2 Aku masks to enter the level. I wouldn't recommend it. You're easily going to restart this level a fair few times before you get the run right, at which point you've lost the masks you already had. You'll also be given free Aku masks when you die too many times, so you're probably going to end up with the naturally recurring 2 at the start of the level anyway. To start with, we have one of the most annoying jumps in the first half of the game. You need to jump around the wall of metal boxes to your left, and collect the 2 boxes on the other side. You need to jump out towards the camera, move yourself around the metal boxes, and back to the platform before you land. It takes practice to get the hang of this jump, and you will fall off the platform a lot. Try to hug the metal boxes as closely as you can. This jump will likely become second nature before you finish this level. Jump back to the start and grab the Aku mask in the recess behind you. At this point I had 2 masks already, but most of the next obstacles will kill you with or without the masks. Jump across the gaps, moving forward. Ahead we can see stones pushing out from the wall. The key with most is just to wait for them to retract before immediately running past. Drop down into the lower section and spin away the lizard. Head into the recess at the back for 4 more boxes. Continue right, and move quickly as this platform will drop. At this point we can see a bat hanging from the ceiling above us. Hanging bats mark the path for flying bats. They will frequently fly between the 2 spots, and if they touch you, you'll take damage. You can spin through the bats, but I wouldn't recommend it, as trying to spin through all of them can lead to taking hits. They are usually spots to patiently wait before moving forward. If you want, you can spin away both hanging bats to completely stop the flying bat cycle. When the coast is clear, move forward into the lower section and jump into the recess in the background for another box containing our first corner token. Wait for the coast to be clear before running right. Be patient and wait in each lowered section for the bats to fly past. There's no rush. Directly under the second hanging bat is a recess with a bounce box inside it. Ahead is a set of 2 pushing blocks. Wait for the first one to retract and immediately run through to the checkpoint. You should have 8 boxes before breaking the first checkpoint. Jump across the stump to the next platform. You will need to hold jump to long bounce directly up from the next box in order to grab the first Brio token. If you miss any of the Brio tokens, restart the level. You will need to enter the Brio bonus round to break all of the boxes and collect the green gem. Quickly jump across the falling platforms and drop into the next lowered section. You can lay it safe, but if you tap a jump to hop across the small gaps, you can make it to the other side of the lowered section without jumping high enough to hit the flying bats. Jump across the moving platform. We're going to wait for the pushing blocks ahead to push out, and then we're going to immediately jump up on top of them to make our way right. Make sure you do this in one go. If the moving platform returns back under the center platform, you'll be knocked off and into the water. Head through the flying bats and jump into the recess in the back for the 2 more boxes. One will contain our second corner token. Continue right, waiting for the bats in the lower sections. You should have 12 boxes before hitting the next checkpoint. Ahead we'll see a standing lizard. Standing lizards jump between spots. You can bounce on them or spin them away while they're airborne. Do not spin them while they're standing on the ground, as you'll just be knocked back. Jump in front of this one so it jumps forward. You will need to long bounce off of it to reach above the pushing blocks just ahead and collect the second Brio token. Keep pushing forward to drop down and run through before any of the blocks push you off the platform. Heading forward, we're going to be jumping up a set of platforms that move in and out. They typically follow the same timing pattern, so as long as you keep jumping forward in time, you should get up without any trouble. Jump up onto the next moving platform as it comes around and break the box in the center. Jump up to the platform on the right and back to the next moving platform. When you reach the platform at the top, you'll need to jump off and bounce on the metal exclamation box. This part requires precision. Miss the box and you'll land in the fire. Once you get it, jump back to the moving platform and continue up. Here you'll find more timed platforms. They move a bit faster, but as long as you keep jumping in the same timing, you should hit each one before it retracts into the wall. By the time you hit the checkpoint at the top, you should have 14 boxes. Head left and spin away the red lizard as it lands. Duck into the section in the back and head right to some hidden boxes. You'll find 6 here, including the last Brio token. Return back to the right. Before heading for this portal, stop. This part catches a lot of people out. You cannot jump directly into the portal. If you do, you'll narrowly miss and fall into the flame below it. You can wait for the timed platform between the 2 positions, but I've found that if you jump towards the background, you can easily hang on an invisible ledge and safely walk across. This is your first bonus round for this level. It helps to stop and take a breather, and I'll remind you, you can die in here as many times as you need. Deaths in bonus rounds do not disqualify a death run. Start by heading right. You need to quickly bounce on each section of TNT to spin the box at the top of the next, so you can jump over to the next section before they all blow up. Break the 3 crash boxes before continuing right. Ahead, you need to bounce up to break enough boxes to let you jump up and along the remaining TNT before they blow up. Bounce along the 3 crash boxes at the end and make sure you have all 21 boxes before jumping into the exit portal. If you miss any, fall down to the left to restart the bonus round. Do not exit without collecting all the boxes, as you cannot return, and this will forfeit the green gem. Return left. Ahead of us you'll see a bridge. These bridges balance on the center. If you touch the outsides, they will tilt and you can easily fall off. You need to quickly hop across them to avoid falling. You can also jump to the center plank for safety. When you jump to the next platform, wait for the lizard to hop over before spinning it away as it nears. Drop down into the next lowered section to avoid the bats. Ahead you will have some timed platforms, but you will need to avoid the bats as you jump over to them. Take your time waiting for the right time. I personally found success waiting for the bats to fly over me, just as the platforms all appeared. I then have enough time to jump up, wait for the platforms to appear a second time, and run across them before the bats return. You should have 42 boxes before hitting the next checkpoint. Slowly make your way through the next pushing blocks. You want to wait for each set to be pushed out all together, and run past as soon as they all retract. Ahead you'll see another standing lizard. You need to wait for it to be in the middle, and then long bounce off of it up to hit the box positioned directly above it. Break the box on the next platform, and jump across, and wait to the right of the hanging bat. When the coast is clear, jump down to the first lower platform, and spin away the lizard. Wait for the coast to be clear again before moving along. At the end you'll find another box with your last Torna token. Grab it and enter the bonus portal. We have another bridge of boxes. Take your time across. You can die as many times as you want, but patience is also the way to go when bouncing along this many boxes. In the middle you have a set of bounce boxes. You need to count your bounces so that you can break each set and bounce into the next without falling. Remember that each box has to be hit 5 times to break it. Just keep pushing forward as soon as you land your 5th bounce from the last one, and you'll jump into the next column. Make sure you hit all 33 boxes at the end before jumping into the portal. Continue left, jumping quickly to avoid falling off the bridges. Break the boxes along the way. Ahead you'll see another standing lizard. Land just to the right of it and it will start jumping left. Wait in the position it started and spin it as it comes back down, allowing you to safely pass the next pushing blocks. Almost home, stand on the ledge left of the pushing blocks and the last standing lizard will start jumping. You need to jump across and long bounce off it to hit the metal exclamation box at the top of its middle position. This will spawn in and immediately break the remaining 2 boxes. Jump forward, grab the green gem and jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the green gem and hit confirm to continue and enter the next level. Temple Ruins contain 67 boxes that we'll be hitting to collect the clear gem. To start with, you have an arrow trap directly ahead. You want to wait for the arrows to retract before running through. Collect the boxes to the right before heading left. Watch out for the snake on the left. They appear from the visible holes in the ground and they work similar to man-eating plants. Break the boxes to the left before heading past the arrow trap. Head forward across the falling platforms. Break the crash box and bounce on the TNT box. And jump across the platform on the left before the TNT explodes. Continue left. You should have 14 boxes before hitting the next checkpoint. Spin away the snake and grab the boxes to the left. Wait for the right time to move forward so as to avoid the arrow trap and be able to reach the rising platform. Continue forward. The next section contains flying bats. Wait for the coast to be clear before jumping forward, jumping through the crushing blocks as they open. Jump across to the next section. Spin away the spider and break the boxes. Head forward past the arrow trap. Break the 2 boxes and jump onto the platform to the right. It will take you to the next section of the level. Head right, waiting for the fire to go out before jumping across the pit. Break the boxes to the right and continue forward. You should have 40 boxes before breaking the checkpoint in the middle of the moving platforms. Head forward past the flying bats and crushing blocks, making sure to grab the Aku box between the 2 sets of blocks. Directly ahead is a falling platform and a rising platform. Don't jump across until the platform is lowering, as you need to jump across in one go to avoid falling. If you do jump early, you can always jump back and wait for the falling platform to return. Ahead we see a line of Wumpa fruit heading to the left. Follow the line of Wumpa fruit and you'll reveal invisible boxes beneath you. Break the staircase of boxes on the other side, and return back along the bridge of boxes, breaking the regular boxes as you go. Continue forward and use the arrow box to break the bounce box above it, before spinning the arrow box. Continue right. Ahead you will see another set of moving platforms, but these ones drop at the bottom left and upper right areas. Jump across the centre and forward towards the camera, making sure to avoid the areas that drop. You should have 59 boxes before hitting the next checkpoint. Spin away the spider and continue towards the camera, breaking the boxes along the way until the next platform. Wait for the fire to go out before continuing forward. Ahead is a larger network of moving platforms. This time, the outer ring drops at the lower right section, and the inner ring drops in the far back left section. You should be able to jump right through the middle and the centre, and continue forward to the end. Break the 3 crash boxes, and continue forward over the rising platforms. Hit the last box at the end and grab the clear gem. Make your way past the last set of crushing blocks and bats, and make sure to jump over the gap at the end into the exit portal. Crash will bank the 6th gem. When you're ready, hit confirm and continue on into the next level. Road to Nowhere contains a coloured gem path, so we won't be getting the clear gem until later. It's also the first of 2 bridge levels in the entire trilogy. They're simple to understand, but hard to master. You're going to be moving forward along a bridge. The bridge is made up of different planks. Regular light planks are safe to walk across. These are your solid boys. Dark planks will fall shortly after you touch them. Dark planks with visible breaks in the middle will fall as soon as you touch them. Land on these and you're sure to fall. Lastly, there are light blue icy planks that you'll slide off. There are also only 2 types of enemies in the level. There are hogs that patrol a set path and are invulnerable. Short of using a mask, you need to jump over them. There are also regular turtles that act as bouncing platforms. In other words, bounce on them, but do not spin them away. These levels are annoying, but they do have one saving grace. You can actually jump on the ropes on either side and just walk straight past most of the obstacles. You can slip off, and they are narrow platforms to land on to begin with. There's also a small chance of colliding with the hogs, but this seems to rarely happen. My advice is just to move forward through the section until it becomes too difficult, and skip it with the rope trick when it does. You have to pass a wall of boxes here with 2 TNT boxes. Just tap X to hop and immediately spin to break the middle box without hitting the TNT. Jump over and move forward before they explode. Try to aim for light planks whenever you can. You'll find your first Torna token at the next checkpoint. And your second corner token before the next checkpoint. At this point I've decided to take the rope. Note that you should always try to jump up onto the rope from a stable plank, unless you've got enough practice and feel comfortable landing it on your first jump. You also want to try to position the rope between Crash's feet to balance on it properly. You can jump over these dividers, but make sure you don't land on them, as you'll slide straight off them. These 2 stable planks here are also safe, as they're just out of reach of the hog. Just past them you'll find the third Torna token. Head right, avoiding the bouncing metal box. You want to be standing on the second metal box when the TNT goes off to get the height you need to jump forward. At the end you'll find 2 crash boxes. Continue forward. If you aren't using the ropes, bounce on the turtles. Do not spin them away, as you need to long bounce off them to reach the platform ahead. I personally prefer using the ropes. After 2 more sections, you'll hit the exit portal. When prompted, hit confirm and return to Wumpa Island and enter the next level. Boulder Dash is your next chase level. It contains a coloured gem path, so we will be returning later for the clear gem. Just keep heading towards the camera. Keep in the centre and jump across the platforms as you go. Keep jumping the obstacles to the next safe room. The platforms ahead move left and right. If you stay centred, you should have just enough time to adjust to land on them as you're heading forward. Move left and right to grab the Wumpa fruit, avoiding the set of barricades. Continue along the next set of platforms to the next safe room. Continue forward over the obstacles and around the barricades. Jump into the exit portal at the end. When prompted, hit confirm and continue to the next level. Sunset Vista is arguably one of the longest levels in Crash Bandicoot. We're going to be hitting all 90 boxes to get the clear gem, and we're also going to be grabbing the first key by completing the first Cortex bonus round. Start by heading into the recess at the back. There's a bounce box hidden on the left. Continue forward over the fire pit and cross the bridge. The pushing blocks ahead push out together, so just run through as soon as they retract into the wall. Make your way past the bats and head into the recess for 2 hidden boxes to the right. Continue forward and wait for the lizard to start jumping before jumping up to bounce on it. You should have 4 boxes before hitting the checkpoint box, not including the crash box sitting on top of it. Continue forward over the moving platforms and break the boxes. Ahead will be some timed platforms. They move in alternating sets. You should have 8 boxes before the checkpoint at the end. There is an Aku Aku mask in the recess above the platforms. If you grab the checkpoint first, it will reset if you die. Continue forward over the blocks and time your way past the fire to avoid the bats. Wait for the standing lizard to reach the pushing blocks and long bounce off it to directly fall into the gap in the middle. Immediately continue right. Wait for the next 2 blocks to be out together and retract before continuing forward. You should have 9 boxes before the next checkpoint. Make your way up the timed platforms. Beware of the fire pits directly below. There are no safety nets here. Remember to move up in time to avoid falling, and don't stop on the side platforms as they will fall as well. At the top, wait for the fire pit to go out before immediately jumping across to the next moving platform. Continue up and hit the boxes on the right for your first Tauna token. Continue left and right up the timed platforms. At the top, head into the recess and break the box on the left. Continue left across the bridges. At the end, there should be a checkpoint box in the recess. You should have 14 boxes before you hit it. Wait to jump across the next lot of timed platforms. Avoid the pushing blocks. The blocks come out shortly after the platform, so jump across as soon as the platforms pop out from the wall. Continue forward and to the left. Jump across the boxes on the far left, then up the timed platforms to the right. Directly above you is a bat path. It helps to have more time on the other end, so you might want to jump up and spin away the bat hanging on the right. Head forward over the next set of platforms and spin away the bat hanging from the left. Wait for the timed platform to head up to the right and again for the fire pit. Break the boxes to the right and jump across the moving platforms in the middle. Continue up the moving platforms and timed platforms. You should have 23 boxes before hitting the checkpoint at the top. Move forward until you prompt the lizard to jump towards you. Head back and long bounce off of the lizard to hit the metal exclamation box in the air. This will cause some boxes to appear in the background. You can head into the back part through the archway, but I find it easier to use the gap in the stone columns closer to the boxes. Among the boxes you'll find your first Cortex token. Continue right. Wait for the pushing blocks to push out together before running past. Continue right, avoiding the bats and the fire. The next set of pushing blocks push out together, so run through as soon as they retract. You need to bounce on the next two boxes to jump up onto the next set of pushing blocks, where you'll find the second Cortex token. Make sure to jump across the next set of blocks to safely drop down on the very right side. Continue forward, breaking the boxes as you go. The last one will contain your second Tauna token. Head right past the pushing blocks. The platforms will drop, so move quickly. Head into the recess for the group of boxes. The next pushing blocks have timed platforms below. Wait for the platform to push out just as the pushing blocks retract. Immediately jump through the gap in the back between the wall and the column and continue right. Immediately to your right will be a hidden box between the two columns, containing your last Cortex token. At the end, wait for the moving platform to come out below you, and use it to jump across and into the bonus portal. This will be your first Cortex bonus level. They are easily the hardest of the bonus levels, but you still don't lose any lives, so you can retry them as much as you like. Head right along the bridge of boxes. Jump up off the end of the TNT bridge to break the top of the box wall, and jump over before the TNT explode. Bounce along each of the 4 boxes and continue to the end of the next TNT bridge. Jump up and break the wall of boxes again until it's low enough for you to climb over like the previous one. Jump across to the end and make sure that you have all 23 boxes before exiting back to the level. Wait for the fire to go out before continuing right. Ahead will be a box with our last Tauna token. Make your way up the timed platforms. Keep your timing to avoid falling into the fire pits, and then to the bonus portal at the top. Head right and bounce along the 9 boxes. Drop down and head right as fast as you can. Jump across to the end and break the 2 crash boxes. Make sure that you have all 16 boxes before exiting back to the level. Wait for the moving platforms to come around and jump across them. As they reach the top, jump across to the next platform on the right. Continue upwards. Each set of moving platforms moves faster, so you'll need to move with more precision as you go. You should have 81 boxes before the checkpoint at the top. Move quickly up the next set of timed platforms and continue right to the top. Wait for the lizard to jump towards you and spin it away. Break the remaining boxes in the recesses behind you, grab the clear gem and jump into the exit portal. Crash will bank the 7th gem and the first key, unlocking the Cortex's Crazed contest achievement. When you're ready, hit confirm and move on to the next level. Koala Kong will be our next boss fight. For the entirety of the fight, Koala Kong is going to stand in the background and throw rocks at us. We need to wait for him to throw a special boulder that we can spin back at him, all the while avoiding regular rocks and TNT. For most of the fight, you want to position yourself at the far right of the arena. In this spot, you avoid all the TNT. Just keep spinning the rocks he throws at you. When he starts lugging the heavy rock into the center, start moving around the screen and jump out of the way when he throws it at you. All you have to do now is spin it back at him. Make sure Koala Kong isn't shielded by a minecart when you do. The minecarts will block the boulder. The next phase works exactly the same. Just stay on the right, spin the rocks, and move to avoid the boulder. Spin it back at him when he's open. Third phase, exactly the same. You're still safe from the TNT on the right side. The last TNT box should explode just in time to let you run left to dodge the boulder. The last phase is a little bit more difficult. The only difference is that the last TNT box takes longer to blow. So stay on the right and jump across to the left side just before the TNT goes off to avoid the boulder. Hit the last boulder back at him and Koala Kong will be taken out by another minecart, unlocking the Koala Konked achievement. Crash will automatically return and move on to Cortex Island. Heavy Machinery is the first level in the last island, and contains 86 boxes to unlock the clear gem. Start by heading right. You can avoid or spin away the circular surveillance bots, and you can bounce or spin away the robot turtles. Ahead we see super cooled pipe. Pipes of this colour are safe. You're free to touch them as you head past. The next set will be superheated. They'll burn you if you touch them, so make sure that you don't touch them as you jump over. Jump on the arrow box for the Aku mask before breaking it. Be careful to avoid the spiked sources as these will hurt you on any contact. Head right, breaking the box and jumping on the cooled pipe to pass the heated pipes either side. The next box will contain our first Torna token. Continue right. You might notice spiked sources just out of view at the bottom of the next gap. There's a reason for this. Jump down the centre of the gap for a hidden area. Continue left, breaking the boxes as you go. You'll get your first Brio token along the way. Take the platform back to the top and continue right. Just continue right over the gaps and obstacles, breaking the boxes as you go. The next box you hit will have your second Brio token. Make sure you break the bounce boxes above the 2 arrow boxes. Continue right, avoiding the heated pipes. Jump across to the platform at the end to move further down. You should have 15 boxes before the first checkpoint. Continue left over the spiked sources. And wait to move under the next one to safely jump over the heated pipe. Quickly jump across the falling platforms. At the end, you'll find a box with the second Torna token. Continue left. At the next box, you have a series of vents in front of you. You need to make your way across while avoiding the steam. These vents vent in rotating order, so just keep moving forward as each vent finishes and you'll be safe. Be careful to wait here at the right of the heated pipe for the last vent before moving forward. Hit the next box and jump up onto the platform at the end to move further into the level. Head left to grab the box with the last Torna token and enter the bonus portal. Again, we have another bridge of boxes. You should have plenty of practice with these by now, so it shouldn't be a real problem. Just make sure to long bounce off the bottom box in the middle to reach the next boxes. And make sure you have all 19 boxes before exiting back to the level. Continue left down the set of stairs. You need to make tight jumps over the next set of heated pipes. Watch out for the conveyor belt, that will move you forward. And wait for the vent at the end before jumping across to the next platform. Continue right, avoiding the steam from the vents. You should have 39 boxes before hitting the next checkpoint. Head right down the stairs, and jump to hit the Aku Aku box. Continue to the next platform, and again along the bridge of falling platforms. Bounce up the trampoline to hit the stack of boxes above. Continue right over the falling platforms, and hit the box above the cooled pipes before moving forward. Wait for the cascading vents before running across and over the heated pipe to the platform at the end. Break the next box and jump onto the next platform. This platform is going to move forward under a set of pipes. You need to stand on the left side of the platform and jump over the pipes to the right side as it peeks out. At the end, you'll find a box with the last Brio token. Grab it and enter the portal. This bonus round is tricky. You need to bounce along each box to reach the right side. Some will require hops, while others need a long bounce to reach. Hit the metal exclamation box at the end, and continue left along the new set of boxes. Make sure you hit each one as you go, as you won't get another chance to come back. Hit the second metal exclamation box at the end, and continue along the bridge to the right. The last set is especially tricky, as you can't really see Crash to aim your jumps. Break the 4 Crash boxes at the end, and make sure you have all 30 boxes before exiting back to the level. Drop down to the platform to the left, and ride it down to the bottom of the level. Continue right, and bounce up the trampolines. Make sure to grab the Crash box on the left, before continuing up the trampoline to the right. And make sure to grab the Crash boxes towards the top. At the top, grab the clear gem and jump into the exit portal. Crash will bank the 8th gem. When you're ready, hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and continue on to the next level. Cortex Power contains a coloured gem path, so we won't be unlocking the clear gem on our first playthrough. To start, head through the doors and spin away the robot turtles. Ahead we see a set of electric shockers. They can be heated or cooled, just like the pipes from heavy machinery. They also send electricity through periodically. You'll need to jump across after the electricity runs through to avoid being shocked. To start with, we want to jump into the electricity as it's being shocked. This will unlock the I See London, I See France achievement. Return back to the shockers and jump through once they are clear. Remember, you can't touch the heated pipes, but you can touch the cooled ones. Make your way forward past the shockers and the gaps, and head up the right path. Wait for the spike sources to be out of the way before jumping forward. Jump over the next set of shockers and spin away the robot turtle. You'll need to jump into the centre of the next shocker and wait for the electricity to run past you before jumping forward over the next set. Continue forward and jump through the next set of shockers in the same way. Continue forward across the platforms, waiting for the spiked sources. The next set of shockers don't need to be jumped over, but wait for the electricity before moving past each set. Jump over each set of heated shockers as you head forward. Past the last door, you'll find a bridge of boxes. You can long bounce across the middle too to make it past the gap. Jump into the exit portal at the end. When prompted, hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and on to the next level. Generator room contains 52 boxes, but it also contains the orange gem, so we'll need to complete this level in a single life. Remember, if you need to reload from a checkpoint, exit and restart the level, or you won't get the gem at the end. Dying in a bonus round is fine. Start by hitting the 3 boxes to the left before heading forward. Jump and spin the box above the TNT, and immediately jump forward to avoid the explosion. Spin as you jump across to avoid the surveillance bots. The next box sits below a TNT, so remember to tap X and spin as you hop to break it without breaking the TNT. Jump around it and continue before the TNT explodes. Quickly make your way across the next set of platforms, spinning away the surveillance bot. Jump onto the metal exclamation box and wait for the falling platform to return before continuing forward. Continue right and break the box for our first Torna token. Continue forward until you reach the bridge of boxes heading right. Follow the bridge right until you hit the platform with the 5 boxes. You need to quickly break all 5 as the platform below you will fall. Break the boxes as you make your way back along the bridge. Continue forward. You should have 19 boxes before hitting the checkpoint and the question mark box. Continue left, spinning the surveillance bots and moving quickly across the falling platforms. Along the way, you'll find a box with the second Torna token. Continue forward, spin away the surveillance bot on the first platform, and make sure to wait for the rising platforms to be at the bottom to safely jump across. At the end, you'll find a box with the third Torna token. Grab it and enter the portal to your left. Head right, bouncing along the bridge of boxes. This is easy mode compared to the Cortex bonus in Sunset Vista, so it shouldn't be a problem. Make sure you have all 8 boxes before exiting back to the level. Grab the Aku Aku box to your right and continue along the platforms. Make sure to avoid the spiked sources. Jump across when they're at the sides. Break the column of boxes to the right and head down toward the camera, spinning away the surveillance bots. Use the platforms to move further into the level, remembering to spin away the surveillance bots as you run through their path. Head forward past the rising platforms. By the next checkpoint, you should have 36 boxes. Ahead, you will find a wall of boxes. Stand directly in the center and spin to break them. Be careful, you can easily fall off the sides. Jump across the falling platforms and continue up to the right. Hop and spin the box between the 2 TNT and continue right before they can explode. Head forward down the ramp and left along the moving platforms. You have to jump over another set of heated pipes here, so remember to stay on the right side of the platform and jump to the left side as it peeks out. When you start moving forward, the pipes will be cooled, so there's more room for error. They have shockers, but they don't shoot electricity, so don't hesitate. Just make sure to jump up on the platform, as it will push you off if you don't. Break the 3 crash boxes at the end. Head forward, collect the orange gem, and jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the orange gem, and hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and on to the next level. Toxic Waste has 39 boxes and the blue gem, so again, we need to beat it in 1 life. The majority of this level is going to be moving forward, avoiding the barrels thrown by Pinstripe's henchmen. Most of them just roll, so you can jump over them, or duck into the sections on the side for safety. Start by grabbing the 4 boxes directly in front of you. Jump over the barrels and spin away the first henchman. Jump across and head up the ramp, grabbing the Aku Aku box at the top. Continue moving forward, and more barrels will come, so watch out for them at the top. Grab the 6 boxes at the top. One will contain our first Tawna token. Continue forward, jumping over the barrels as you make your way up the ramp. Spin away the henchman at the end and continue forward. You should have 11 boxes before the checkpoint at the top of the next ramp. Grab the 2 boxes on the right before heading forward. At the top of the ramp, you'll find 2 boxes on the left with your second Tawna token. Continue jumping over barrels as you make your way forward to spin away the next henchman. Grab the box on the right at the top of the next ramp. Heading forward, every 3rd barrel will bounce. They're a lot trickier to jump over, but you can see the indents where they land by the cracks on the floor. Stand between the cracks as they come past, and they'll bounce right over you. Grab the box at the top of the next ramp and bounce on the TNT box. Continue forward, pausing between the cracks to avoid bouncing barrels. When you hit the next ramp, you might want to wait for the next bouncing barrel to pass, as it's harder to see the cracks on the ramps. Continue forward and wait on the right for another bouncing barrel to pass, before heading forward over the regular barrels to spin away the henchmen. You should have 19 boxes before the checkpoint at the top of the next ramp. Continue forward, breaking the box on the left. From here, every box is going to bounce. Head forward, watching for the barrels to start approaching, and wait between each crack for safety. Jump and spin one of the boxes between the TNT boxes, and head forward before they can explode. Immediately to the right, you'll find a box with the last Tawna token. Grab it and jump into the portal. The bonus is pretty straightforward. Bounce on the first TNT box, and head right to the end before they all explode. Break the 2 crash boxes at the end, and make sure that you have all 13 boxes before returning to the level. Heading forward, some of the safe spots are actually pits. When you reach the top of the ramp, the barrel will land directly at the edge of the top platform. Wait for it to land before moving forward. Jump across the next set of pits to wait at the start of the platform leading to the henchman. Once the next barrel passes over you, run up and spin the henchman away. Collect the blue gem and jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the blue gem and hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and on to the next level. This next level is a boss fight against Pinstripe Potoroo. Despite being the last boss before the 2 main bad guys, he's probably the easiest aside from Papu. Pinstripe is going to go through a set of phases where he jumps around the room, shooting away at you with his Tommy gun. All you need to do to avoid it is sit directly behind the chair on the left, stand still, and Crash will automatically take cover. Periodically, Pinstripe will run between the left and the right side of the room. When he does this, run out and spin him, before immediately returning to cover. Make sure to cover behind the left chair, the right chair doesn't work. After the first 3 hits, he will start jumping between spots. Wait for his gun to jam. You can watch out for Pinstripe cursing to give you the cue. Run out and spin him. Run back and cover behind the chair. The second time, his gun jams on the right. You'll need to be quick to be able to run out and spin him before he fixes it. For the last phase, Pinstripe will stay on the table in the middle of the room. Just wait for the gun to jam and jump up and spin him one last time. You will defeat him and unlock the Pinstripe Patooey achievement. Crash will automatically return to Cortex Island. Hit confirm to enter the next level. The high road has 45 boxes that we will be hitting for the clear gem. It is also the second bridge level and plays exactly like Road to Nowhere at higher levels of difficulty. To start with, you're going to notice 2 Wumpa Fruit directly behind you. Directly behind you is an invisible bridge that we will need to cross to hit some boxes. However, there are only planks directly below the placed Wumpa Fruit. You will need to jump across each set, aiming for the Wumpa Fruit as a guide. Grab the 4 boxes at the end and return back to the start. Just like Road to Nowhere, I recommend trying to pass over the planks whenever possible, moving forward, but if you find it too difficult, consider taking the ropes. To start with, jump across the planks quickly, as none of the first ones are stable. Make sure you don't land on the broken planks or you will fall. I've already died so many times before the first checkpoint that the game has given me 2 Aku masks. With the third, you can reach the first hog with invulnerability and do away with it altogether. If you don't have invulnerability, wait on the 2 planks here for the hog to start running back. Make your way along, making sure to jump over the hog on its way back if needed. Break the single box here and make sure you jump through the metal box as it reaches the height of its jump. If you have invulnerability, wait for it to run out so you don't automatically spin away the turtle. At this point you need to long jump across the turtles. I'm going to use the ropes. It's worth noting that I find the ropes in this level particularly hard to balance along. Make sure the rope is between Crash's feet at all times, and when in doubt, edge your way along slowly. You'll find the first corner token in the box next to the checkpoint. You should have 6 boxes before breaking the checkpoint box. I'm continuing along the rope, but otherwise, it's just another 2 sets of turtles. Long bounce along each one, or balance along the ropes. You should have 7 boxes before the next checkpoint, not including the 3 directly ahead of it. You'll also find your second Torna token. Ahead you will find another turtle bounce. Directly ahead is another hog. The first safe plank you reach will be the last safe plank before you enter the hog's path. I found this hog to be a bit buggy. It's hit me while I'm on the ropes, and I've even tricked it into thinking it's hit me, forcing it to stop running along its path. Continue along the planks or ropes as applicable. Make sure you're right against the rope dividers when jumping over them so that you don't fall off. At this spot I found the ropes very slippery, so I'm making my way along slowly to avoid falling off. You should have 11 boxes before the next checkpoint, not including the box directly on top of it. Jump across the 2 safe planks and up onto the rope to continue along. You should have 13 boxes before the next checkpoint. Directly to your left is a box on top of a TNT box. You need to jump up and spin it, jump on top of the metal box, and jump up to reach a hidden box directly above. If the TNT box explodes, you won't have the reach you need to hit it. Once you have the box, quickly move forward to avoid the TNT explosion. Jump up on the ropes and continue moving along. After 2 more bridge sections, you'll find another box with the last corner token. Head right and jump and break the box above the TNT. Jump on top to jump across the gap. Ahead is another box bridge. Make your way along the top bridge, breaking each box as you go. Making our way back is a bit trickier. We need to hit enough boxes to reach back along the left side, but leave enough boxes to let us return back to the right. From the last box on the top bridge, fall down onto the second box on the lower bridge. Long bounce over the next box to hit the box directly left of it. Keep long bouncing over the next 2 boxes for the box on the end of the set of 3, and long bounce over to the last box on the left-hand side. Return right, bouncing along the remaining boxes to the end. Make sure to long bounce across them. When it's not needed, it will still give you room to adjust. Use the metal arrow crate to jump over to the end, breaking the 2 remaining crash boxes. Make sure that you have all 27 boxes before returning to the level. You should have all 45 boxes when you return. The next part can be tricky, as you don't have any stable planks to jump up onto the rope. You can jump on the first turtle to jump up on the rope, or you can just long bounce along the bridge of turtle shells. Make sure you only hit turtle shells if you go along the first bridge. The final bridge contains frozen planks and a single turtle shell. If you're taking the bridge, make sure you jump off the very end of the first set of planks to reach the turtle shell, and make sure you adjust for running up the last set of frozen planks. Grab the clear gem at the end and jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the clear gem, and hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and on to the next level. Slippery Climb contains 51 boxes that we need to break for the red gem. This means we have to complete this entire level in a single run. I'll remind you, we can die in a bonus, and we can die before hitting the first checkpoint. But if you have to reload from a checkpoint box, you need to exit the level and restart in order to qualify for the red gem. Be prepared. This level is easily one of the hardest in the entire Insane trilogy. You could argue it's even harder than Stormy Ascent as far as the gem run's concerned. Stormy Ascent doesn't actually require you to hit all the boxes in a single life. Start by grabbing the boxes in the recesses either side of you. Directly ahead we see two of the main traps used throughout this level. The first is a set of shifting stairs. These guys shift between stairs that you can jump up and ramps that you'll automatically slide down. You can jump up 2 steps at once by holding jump, and some of them won't be a challenge at all, but the later ones require expert timing to make it up in time. The other trap are these wall spikes here. They litter the level, and for the most part they only serve as decorations. If you hit these ones, for example, you're already going to fall into the pit. Be warned that you will die if you touch them. Aku masks will protect you, and in these instances, you can temporarily use the spikes as platforms. On rare occasions, this will stop you from otherwise falling down a pit, so if this happens, be prepared to immediately jump back up to safety if at all possible. This might actually save your run. To start with, jump up the shifting stairs and wait for the moving platform. This level is also filled with moving platforms. They mostly follow an easily identified path. This one, for instance, has indented bricks to mark its path. Timing is essential with these ones. Most often, missing the platforms will result in immediate death, and some of them can be tricky to gauge. For the first platform, you just want to jump across when it reaches the middle of the track. And when it reaches the far left, immediately jump to the next. Jump up in the recess to collect the 2 boxes. Follow along the moving platforms, jumping to the next at the end of each track. Spin as you land on the platform to spin away the evil hand. Ahead you will see 2 timed platforms. You want to jump just before the next platform is about to pop out. Grab the boxes in the next recess. Time your jump to land on the next timed platform as it pops out. We're going to jump across as the moving platform on the left side just about reaches the bottom. We will have plenty of time to jump across to it as it comes around. As we near the left side, we need to jump across to the eagle and bounce off it to the next moving platform that comes around. Do this again for the next eagle. Between the next set of moving platforms is another recess. I find it easiest to wait until you're just above it, and then jump directly up to let the platform move out from under you. Push against the wall, and you'll naturally fall into it as you fall down. Grab the 2 boxes inside. Drop down to the moving platform as it moves under you. Jump across to the next eagle. In the next recess, you'll find a box with your first Brio token. Jump across the next set of timed platforms. They move a bit quicker, but as long as you keep time, you'll get across without issue. Spin away the 2 evil hands, and wait for the eagle to fly low to jump across to the next platform. You should have 12 boxes before the 2 in the recess. Wait for the next eagle to fly down to the midway mark, and bounce across the 2 to the next platform. Long bounce off the first to ensure that you hit the second. Grab the 2 boxes in the recess, waiting for the shifting stairs ahead. See the spike directly below them? If you're on them when they shift into a ramp, you'll slide into it and die. They take some time, so jump across as soon as they shift into stairs and jump up on the platform on the left. The next set of stairs should shift just as you reach the top of the moving platform. Immediately jump across and jump up them, jumping over the gap at the top to the solid stairs. Grab the 2 boxes at the top. The next part has some tricky timing. You need to jump across a timed platform and bounce off an eagle onto a moving platform. They don't perfectly synchronize together, so you'll want to wait for the right time, as you need to do the whole thing in one go. If it doesn't feel right, jump back to the right. We don't want to hit the spike on the bottom left side. I found that the best time to jump is when the eagle just about reaches the bottom, as the moving platform is about to reach the top. You should be able to long bounce on the eagle as it flies back up, and make the moving platform as it starts to come back down. Jump up to the platform at the top. Ahead we see another set of shifting stairs, with a timed platform at the base. Below it is a spike. The timed platform is going to pop out and retract with each shift of the stairs. Wait for the stairs to be in their ramp phase and the platform to be retracted. As soon as the platform pushes back out from the wall, the stairs are going to shift back into stairs. Immediately jump across and jump up them to the top. Make sure you are jumping the stairs in sets of 2, otherwise you won't make it. Ahead is a set of timed platforms, moving in a cascading pattern. They move quickly, so you'll need to move quickly too. Again, we need to time our jumps as the next platform is about to pop out, and immediately continue on to the next. Jump across and stand on the top step. Wait for the moving platform to reach at about Crash's head height before jumping across. You're aiming for landing on it just as it reaches the direct bottom. Jump up to the next set of stairs and from the top step jump over the pit, grabbing the bounce box on the other side. Make your way up. You should have 19 boxes before hitting the next 2 boxes. Jump across to the next moving platform. Ahead, we can see another set of moving platforms. You might want to pause in front of each set and watch them for a moment. They take abnormal paths and they can throw you off. Jump across to the first one as it meets you to the left. When it reaches the peak right of this spike, jump across to the moving platform on the right. As it starts to move back to the right here, jump across to the next platform on the left. Jump up onto the last platform. When it reaches the top, jump right to the steps. Wait at the top of the second step, and as soon as the shifting stairs shift into stairs, jump up onto the second step and across the pit to the right. Ahead we see a lab assistant. These guys throw explosive beakers at you. Wait just ahead of where the beakers land, and when the coast is clear, run straight through and spin them away. Ahead we have another set of shifting stairs and some moving platforms. The stairs shift slower compared to the others on this stage, so you have more room to move. You want to jump across as they shift back into stairs, and immediately jump up onto the moving platform as it comes up from the right. Bounce along the eagle to the next platform, and jump across to the next moving platform. When the platform reaches the right side, jump across and long bounce off of the eagle to land on the next moving platform as it comes up from the right. Bounce across the next eagle, and collect the 2 boxes in the recess. One will be the second Brio token. Time your jump across the next moving platform so you hit it as it pops out from the wall and the eagle is flying back up from the bottom. Bounce across the eagle and collect the box in the recess. Drop down the next set of stairs and jump up the next, being careful to avoid the spike and spin away the eagle hands. Bounce across the next 2 eagles and grab the 2 boxes in the recess. One will be the third Brio token. Enter the bonus portal. Ahead, we have a particularly tricky bonus round. Once again, you can die in here as much as you want, and you still grab the red gem. To start with, you're going to be traversing some TNT traps using arrow boxes. You need to use the arrow box to jump up and hit the TNT box above it. You then need to use the arrow box to jump over to the right before the TNT box explodes. This is where it gets tricky. You need to land on the right corner of the arrow box and often long bounce up to the right with precision to avoid hitting the TNT box on your way back up. Hitting it a second time won't blow it up, but it will cut your jump short and likely send you into the pit below. If you really want to use your Aku mask, you can wait for the TNT to explode or spin it and freely jump across with ease. If you do this, save one for the end. The last box is particularly tricky. Jump across the TNT bridge and hit the crash box before moving right. Hit the next TNT box above the arrow box and jump up to the right. At this point you need to hit the TNT boxes, drop down and hit the exclamation box, jump across to the right before the TNT boxes explode. As you can see, you can long bounce to reach the regular boxes and drop down without hitting the TNT boxes at the top. You have more time to make your way across, but make sure that you hit the TNT boxes above you and directly to your right, as they won't set each other off. Jump across the bridge boxes to the last arrow box. This is the one that's particularly tricky. The TNT box is lower, so you need more precision to clear it. If you're going to use an Aku mask, this is the one to use it on. If not, aim for the very corner. Practice makes perfect, and you'll probably be practicing this jump a bit. Grab the 3 crash boxes at the end, and make sure you have all 19 boxes before returning to the level. Wait for the lower moving platform ahead to move past the midpoint to jump across it and reach it as it comes from the right. Bounce across the eagle to the next moving platform as it rises up. Long bounce across the next eagle to reach the next moving platform. We have another recess in the wall, so jump up when you're directly above it and fall down into it like the one at the start of the level. This part is a bit trickier. The platforms pass across the recess, so you can easily be pushed down the pit while trying to get back onto them. You want to wait for the moving platform on the right to be reaching the far right, about here. Jump out from the recess, pushing right to meet it as it comes back down. Jump across the next set of eagles. Keep pushing forward and you should be fine. Long bounce to give you more room to adjust if needed. Wait in front of the gem box directly to the left. We have one last lap assistant to deal with. Wait for the coast to be clear before running through to spin him away. Grab the two crash boxes in the two recesses, grab the red gem and jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the red gem, hit confirm to return to Cortex Island, and again to enter the next level. Lights Out contains a coloured gem path, so we won't be unlocking the gem until later. It also contains the only coloured gem locked behind another coloured gem, so we'll be returning to it in this run. This level also introduces the Lights Out mechanic. The level is shrouded in perpetual darkness. Aku masks give us light, but they're only temporary. We need to make it through each section in time to have enough light, but we also need to be more careful with our masks. Enemies will cost us our light source if we take a hit. All that said, there's a pretty easy cheat for this level. Ultimately, it's the lighting that affects your ability to see. Even in video editing software, I can throw the gamma up and see the level ahead. Your TV can do the same by raising the gamma setting. I don't recommend this unless really necessary, as the level isn't particularly hard. Grab the first Aku mask and move forward. Jump over the pits as you go. After the next Aku box, some of the pits will have falling platforms. As long as you're moving forward, they won't be an issue. Ahead we have a moving platform. If you have to wait too long, you'll lose your mask, and it doesn't always meet you in time. If you can't jump directly across it, jump forward and to the left side here. Jump back out to the platform and directly forward to the next safe spot. The next moving platform moves along a much larger gap, so you'll need to wait for it. At the end, you'll hit another Aku box. Directly ahead is another moving platform. Jump across to the next moving platform, and across the falling platforms to the next mask. Ahead you have a line of rats. Make sure to spin them away so they don't cost you your mask. Keep moving along the falling platforms to the next checkpoint. Keep moving forward and be prepared for another line of rats before the next moving platform. Ahead you have a set of swinging axes. Make sure to wait for them to reach the sides before heading forward. You want to move quickly as you have limited time with the last mask, but you should be able to make it through in one go. The last set are separated by falling platforms and short platforms, so if you do lose your mask, just try to immediately jump after landing as you continue forward into the exit portal. When prompted, hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and on to the next level. Jaws of Darkness contains 112 boxes, a key, and a blue gem path. You should have the blue gem from Toxic Waste, so we'll be able to get the clear gem. To start, grab the two boxes to the left. Continue right past the snake and falling platforms. Wait for the spider to drop and spin it away. Make your way across the rising platforms, jumping across as they rise up. Continue forward over the fire pit and platforms. The moving platforms ahead will drop towards the upper left. Jump across the centre and forward. Hit the 4 boxes and spin away the snake. Slowly make your way across the next 2 arrow traps. And jump across the fire pit and falling platform. Grab the next box and time your way through the set of crushing blocks, avoiding the bats. You're safe to stand still in the centre, just make sure to push forward each time the blocks reopen. Wait at the end for the rising platform to lower before jumping across, and make your way forward to the circular platform at the end. Move along to the next platform to continue further into the level. Heading towards the screen, you want to jump to the next platforms and wait for the arrow traps as you make your way through. Jump across to the end and spin the question mark box above the TNT for the first Cortex token. Make sure to bounce on the TNT before moving forward. Once it explodes, you should have 10 boxes before hitting the next checkpoint. Bounce across the spider and continue left across the falling platform. You'll find 3 more boxes with your first Torna token. Head forward across the falling platform to the set of 2 on the other side. Ahead we have a network of moving platforms. The outer ring drops at the lower left and upper right. The inner ring drops at the lower left. Jump directly across to the center of the middle platform and jump across to the left, avoiding the platforms that drop. Spin away the snake and jump across to the next box. Directly below, we can see a blue gem platform. This is a colored gem path. Jump on it and it will move you to the secret area, unlocking the A Hidden Gem achievement. In this first section, we have a bunch of boxes. You also have a hidden box above the 2 metal boxes. Make sure to grab it. Continue towards the camera, jumping along the blue gem platforms. Spin away the snake on the other side and collect the next Aku Aku box. Continue left along the platforms and grab the 3 boxes. Just keep moving forward and to the left along the blue platforms. Hit the big cache of boxes on the left before heading forward. And hit the box below the TNT box with a spin before jumping up to collect the box above it. Jump across the blue platforms to the right before the TNT box can go off. Grab the last 3 boxes before jumping back onto the blue platform at the end. This will return you back to the regular part of the level. Grab the bounce box and wait for the badge before moving forward. Once the first crushing block opens, immediately run forward to avoid the second and grab the box before the next set. Do the same for the next set of crushing blocks. You should have 51 boxes before the checkpoint. That said, I died a lot before reaching here. My notes say this may not be a checkpoint the first time you come through, as the game adds checkpoints if you die a lot. Make your way across the falling platforms as they are lowered and across to the circular platform to the end. Make your way across the arrow traps, jumping across the last 2. You'll see a snake here. Jump up and bounce on it. If you spin it away, it can hit the TNT box back here and blow away a bonus token. Spin the question mark box for your second Cortex token and bounce up to trigger the TNT box before heading left. Jump across the platforms to the left and immediately run left when you see the Wumpa fruit here to reach a hidden area. Jump across the arrow trap and break the 4 boxes for our last Cortex token. Jump into the bonus portal. Start by jumping across the boxes to the right. Ahead you'll see this TNT box. You have to trigger the TNT box to trigger the exclamation mark box below it. This brings in a bridge of boxes going right. But you need to stay airborne off of these boxes to the right for long enough so you can safely land. Jump on the TNT box. Wait for the countdown to hit 1 and jump across and long bounce off of the boxes to the right. You should be able to bounce on them long enough for the bridge to spawn in. The next set requires more precision. You need to jump off the TNT just as it's about to explode and bounce along the 2 boxes before long bouncing back to land on top of the metal box to the left. You should be able to bounce along the bridge of boxes to the right. Make sure to long bounce off of the last one to reach the end, and make sure that you have all 24 boxes before returning to the level. Wait for the arrow trap before moving forward, and run directly right across the invisible bridge to return back to the regular part of the level. Continue right to the next set of boxes. Use the arrow box to break the bounce box before breaking the 2 on the floor. 1 will contain our second Torna token. Continue forward over the platforms to the end. Ahead you will find a box with the last Torna token. Grab it and jump into the portal. Head right along the metal boxes. At the first break, spin all of the regular boxes before using the metal box, jump across the gap. Just keep doing this as you go. Be warned of the TNT boxes in each of the stacks. You need to move quickly to avoid them. If you don't think you have time, just jump back to the previous platform and wait for the blast. Grab the 2 crash boxes at the end and make sure that you have all 23 boxes before returning to the level. Head forward and grab the clear gem. Wait for the first set of crushing blocks to shut with each set before immediately heading forward. Waiting in the gap for the last 3 and finally jumping across the gap at the end to the exit portal. Crash will bank the 13th gem, unlocking the More Gems Are Better Than None achievement. He'll also bank the second key, unlocking the Cortex's Terrifying Trial achievement. When prompted, hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and again to the next level. Castle Machinery contains 27 boxes. It also contains a skip that we'll be using to farm lives. This skip requires the green gem, which you should have unlocked from the Lost City. To start with, take the green gem to your left up to the top. Run right. You'll collect about 30 lives along the path. Pause and quit back to the level select. Press the left trigger to open your save files. On the bottom right here, it should say autosave enabled. If it doesn't, you'll need to create a manual save. Reload the save and you'll reload right at the start of the level. Just re-enter it and repeat the same process. Travel up the green gem path, collect the 30 lives, exit the level. If you're not auto-saving, make sure to manually save before each reload. Reloading the save repopulates the lives, so you can do this to grab 99 lives in a couple of minutes, unlocking the On Cloud 99 achievement. At this point, I'm going to address the Ultimate Gem Path achievement, which is awarded for unlocking 26 gems. The original Crash Bandicoot had 26 gems, but remember, this version includes a DLC level. This level wasn't originally included in the base version of this game when it was released on PlayStation. Whether deliberate, they don't include the final gem in the count required for the Ultimate Gem Path. Unfortunately, we still need to grab the gem from the DLC level as it's its own achievement, but this counts as one of the 26 gems, so we can skip a single gem from the base level. Since all of the gems up till now have been completed during regular runs, I'd say that those ones you'd want to grab. You also need the coloured gems, as they're required for additional gems, so you won't be able to make up all 26 without them. If you have already played through a particular level where we haven't collected the clear gem, and it really annoyed you, you'll want to skip that gem. Remember, Lights Out had a coloured gem, so we will need to go back for that one. If you're unfazed, this is the level to skip. This is by far the quickest level if you don't have to get the boxes. All you do is take the green gem platform back down to the right, and you smack bang right in front of the exit portal. That said, I didn't find this level particularly difficult, and so I'm going to complete it with the clear gem. I'll be unlocking all clear gems and leaving it up to you to decide which one you want to miss. Returning back to the start, we want to fall down to the right. Once we hit the bottom, continue left. Spin away the enemies as you go, and jump across the pits. At this set of spiked sources, you want to get under the first as it rises up, and then run under the second as it rises up to meet the first. You can jump over the second, it's just a bit trickier. Jump across the falling platforms and make your way up the stairs. At the top, you'll reach a circular platform that will take you up. You need to keep moving across to the next platform as the one you're on meets it, to avoid being raised up into superheated pipes. Jump across to the right and grab the 2 boxes. Jump across and run along the conveyor belts, jumping over the superheated platform at the end. Drop down the set of conveyor belts, spinning away the surveillance box. Try to jump towards the end to let yourself drop down the narrow gaps. Continue right over the superheated pipes. You should have 2 boxes before the first checkpoint. Wait for the spiked saucer to be lowered before jumping across to the next platform. Continue moving and jumping across to the next platforms as each step meets the same level, so as to avoid the heated pipes. You'll have to move forward towards the camera for the last one. Grab the 2 boxes and head left. Make your way across the vents, waiting on the platform at the end for the vents in the middle to be clear. Jump across the falling platforms. Jump onto the next vent as soon as it clears, and wait for the vent ahead to be clear before running across. Head down the stairs of falling platforms and drop down to the left. You should have 5 boxes before the next checkpoint. Head right over the heated pipes. Bounce off of the turtle to clear the set of 4. Head across the first trampoline and bounce up the second to the right. Break the 6 bounce boxes. And drop down between the 2 cooled pipes. Head right and jump over the trampoline to avoid the superheated pipe above it. Head up the stairs to the right and long bounce up the bed of trampolines to the right. Continue right, spinning away the robot turtles. Head down the stairs and you should have 12 boxes before the next checkpoint. Continue right along the conveyor belt, jumping over the heated pipes. Drop down at the end and continue left. Wait for the spiked saucer to fly up to let you pass under it. Continue right over the bridge of boxes. You need to hit the ones along the top and the crash boxes at the bottom. To give better clearance, I recommend hitting the first 2 regular boxes, then long bouncing off of the crash box to hit the third. Continue along the next 3 regular boxes, then hit the next 2 crash boxes before long bouncing up to hit the next 2 regular boxes. Hit the last crash box and then long bounce back up to hit the last regular box at the end. Continue right, pausing to duck under the spiked saucers. Jump over the first superheated pipe and continue along the gap to the circular platform at the end. Continue left to the next set of circular platforms as you make your way up. Spin away the surveillance bots that cross your path. Grab the box to your left before jumping over the heated pipe. The next set of vents vent in sets of 3, so make your way across when clear, waiting on the 3rd one for the 4th to vent. Jump across to the next circular platform. This one's going to be moving under pipe. Stay on the right side and jump across to the left as it peaks out. Long bounce on the robot turtle at the next set of pipes to give the platform enough time to make it out to the left. Jump to the left and grab the clear gem. Jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the clear gem and hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and on to the next level. Dr. Nitrus Brio is the second last boss fight. He has a large health bar, but will be hitting him multiple times with each phase. Throughout most of the fight, Brio is going to be standing at the back and throwing potions at you. To best avoid them, you want to be standing on either side of the room closest to the camera. There are 2 types of potions. The first one creates slimes that will jump towards you. You need to jump on the slime to kill it, which will send it back at Brio, damaging him. The second potion is an explosive one. He will throw one at you for the first phase. Just dodge to the other side of the room to avoid it. For the next phase, he's going to be throwing a slime potion to either side of the centre of the room. Quickly bounce on each one to send them back and damage his health bar. Brio will respond with 3 more explosive vials. If you're standing on one side of the room, you should still be able to dodge them moving to the other side, but move towards Brio when you reach the other side just to give yourself a bit of extra room. Immediately return to the right corner closer to the camera. Brio is going to throw 3 more slimes, 2 to the centre and 1 to the bottom left corner. Bounce on all 3 for 3 more points of damage. Brio is going to throw out 6 more explosive potions, and they're a bit faster than the previous 3. He covers more area, so you need to move quickly. I found more luck reaching one side and jumping across to the left side of the room. Brio will start mixing his potions more violently before downing both of them. After mutating into a Frankenstein-like creature, his health bar will revert back to full, but will shrink down to 3 pieces. For the last 3 phases, Brio is going to be slamming his fists on the ground and making his way towards Crash. A block is going to fall down from the ceiling. All you need to do is jump on the block, and then when Brio's close enough, jump across and bounce on his head. Immediately return back to the bottom of the area and repeat this process 2 more times. On the last hit, Brio will fall out of the window. You'll unlock the Nitrus Broken achievement and automatically return to Cortex Island. Hit confirm to enter the next level. The lab is the last proper level before the final boss. It contains 36 boxes and the yellow gem, so you'll need to complete this level in a single run. To start with, this level's littered with metal exclamation mark boxes. These boxes trigger parts of the level instead of regular boxes. Often, they'll cause doors to open or flooring to temporarily appear. You need to move quickly through each section, as either will kill you if you're standing under or on them when they revert back. You can hit the boxes again, so you won't get stuck if you miss it. Hit the boxes and run through the first 2 doors. Ahead will be your first box with the first Torna token. Ahead we see some shockers. Like before, we need to wait for the electricity to run through them before running past. There are no pipes, so we don't have to worry about jumping. Once you run through, hit the 2 metal exclamation mark boxes to trigger the floor and the door and run immediately through. Ahead will be a box with your second Torna token. The next metal exclamation mark box triggers the floor, but just ahead we see some shockers. The electricity runs back and forth 3 times before a break. Hit the metal exclamation mark box as the third shock goes through and immediately run forward. Jump over the gap at the end. Ahead we have a slime that spawns. Make sure to spin it away. Wait for the shockers to stop before immediately hitting the metal exclamation mark box and jumping over the gap and through the door. Ahead we see a group of boxes. The middle box at the back is a TNT. Jump on the boxes to reveal the TNT and bounce on it to start the countdown. Return towards the previous set and let the TNT explode. Break the remaining boxes, and in the middle of the first set, you'll find a metal exclamation mark box. Once all the boxes are clear, hit it again and immediately run through the door. Grab the first box before jumping the gap to the next box, which will contain the last corner token. Grab it and jump into the bonus level. For the last level bonus round, this one's particularly tricky. Ahead you'll see a group of boxes. In the middle of the stack on the floor is an arrow box. Above it is another arrow box. You need to jump up and spin the question mark box directly above the lower arrow box and break the box directly to the left of it. You then need to long bounce off the bottom arrow box to reach up and above the second arrow box. Further above it are 2 hidden boxes, and you can only reach it off of that second arrow box. This is where the trick comes in. Hit the corner of the arrow box and long bounce up on top without actually hitting the bottom of the second arrow box. Hitting it from the bottom will actually break it. The trick here is to hit the corner of the arrow box and long bounce up on top of the second arrow box without hitting it from the bottom, which will break it. I immediately hit it here. If this happens, just throw yourself down the gap to either side so that you can try again. Remember, hit the very edge of the arrow box and immediately move out from under it, jump up onto the second box. Bounce off of it to hit the 2 boxes above. You'll know that you hit them when your bonus life counter shows 3. Spin through the remaining boxes and head right. Bounce along the platform of bounce boxes, hitting each one of them 5 times to break it before moving forward. Grab the last 2 boxes and make sure that you have all 12 boxes before returning to the level. Hit the metal exclamation mark box and head forward, jumping over the pit and through the door. Ahead we can see an electrified lab assistant. These guys are tougher than other enemies. You can't spin them away. You need to wait for the electricity to run out before running into them with a spin. This will throw them back. Do this a few times and they'll fall down a pit. Each time you hit them, they'll briefly electrify. If you run forward again, once it wears off, you have a short window to hit them again. If you aren't sure, wait. Jump over the next gap and hit the 2 metal exclamation mark boxes. Immediately run forward over the floor and through the door. Hit the next metal exclamation mark box and run over the next floor. Hit the next metal exclamation mark box and run forward through the next door, spinning away the slime that spawns just as you reach the end. Jump across the pit and wait for the shockers to finish electrifying before immediately hitting the metal exclamation box on either side and running forward over the floor and through the door. Jump over the next gap. Ahead you'll see another lab assistant. These guys actually aim their throws, so wait for him to throw his potion at you and immediately run forward before it can hit you. Take note of the direction that I'm hitting here as I spin him away. Try to hit him from this angle, as it can help you take out some tricky TNT boxes ahead. You should have 25 boxes before hitting the next checkpoint box. Hit the metal exclamation mark box and jump through the door. Ahead we see another gap. This floor runs on a timer. You'll also notice a metal exclamation mark box at the end. This box is actually supposed to be surrounded by TNT boxes. If you spun away the lab assistant at the right angle, he would have spun into them and blown them up. If not, the next part's a little trickier. Run across the timed floor just as it closes. If the TNT boxes are there, wait for it to open and bounce on one of the boxes. Run back along the floor just as it closes to avoid the TNT box, before returning back. Spin the middle exclamation mark box and run through the door before it can close on you. Ahead we have another pit with shockers at the end. The timing is the same. Spin the middle exclamation mark box on the third zap and run over the floor and past the shockers. Wait ahead of the electrified lab assistant and slowly spin them back into the hole like the one before. Jump across the gap and spin the 2 metal exclamation mark boxes, immediately running forward and through the door and over the floor. Wait in front of the first shocker. A slime will spawn and hop towards you. You need to be prepared to spin it away, either as it hops into you or as you move forward through it. Jump in between the 2 shockers when it is safe. Once the second shocker finishes, you need to hit the metal exclamation mark box, run through and jump over the gap at the end to make it under the door. Be prepared that if you take too long, the slime will respawn. Grab the 2 boxes and hit the metal exclamation mark box to the right side of the next door before moving under it. Directly ahead we have a pit and some shockers. If you need to wait, make sure to stand on the striped section here, as it's the best spot to avoid the door closing on you. The floor ahead is timed. Time your jump across to land on the floor ahead as it closes, while avoiding the shockers. Immediately jump into the crevice to either side. Wait for the floor to open and close before continuing forward, jumping over the gap at the end. Spin the metal exclamation mark box and continue through the door. Wait for the last set of shockers to finish zapping before jumping forward and onto the bridge of TNT. Run forward and jump across the gap to the gem box. When the TNT box explodes, the yellow gem should appear. Grab it and jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the yellow gem and hit confirm to return to Cortex Island and enter the next level. The Great Hall is sort of a filler level. It doesn't contain boxes and it doesn't contain any gems. In fact, all you need to do is jump the gap ahead and jump into the portal to complete it. You might be asking yourself why. See this gem directly in front of us? Once we have all 26 gems, a gem path will be created running right and through the rest of the level. Travelling to the end takes us to the secret ending. I'm pointing this out because we won't be coming back, but be sure to check it out once you hit all of the achievements. For the final boss fight, Cortex will stand in the background and shoot Crash with a variety of ray blasts.
Darn you, Crash Bandicoot!
The first 2 blasts will be purple. Just dodge left and right to avoid these as Cortex fires them directly at you. The third blast will be green. You need to spin this back at Cortex to damage his health bar. Cortex is going to add additional colours to his ray gun. Each colour has a different behaviour. The green ones will still be spun back at him, but you need to spin a certain amount before they'll shoot back. I hit all of them, but if you do miss them, you'll have to wait for the cycle to repeat itself. The exact positions of the bolts might slightly change, but the behaviours don't. Cortex is going to fire a bunch of purple blasts directly at you, and some blue blasts to the side. Avoid the purple blast, but watch out for the blue ones as they travel across the bottom and top of the screen. Cortex is going to send out a green blast towards each side of the screen. As soon as you spin away the green blast, run to the left side to hit the other. With the 2 green blasts, they will shoot back at Cortex. Avoid the next purple blast and avoid the blue blasts that float along the top and bottom of the screen. You should be able to make it back to the middle to spin the next green blast. Dodge the next purple blast Cortex shoots at you. The next set of blue blasts are going to zigzag up and down the screen. Stay in the centre, directly below where you can see the green blast, and you'll be safe. As this last blue blast reaches above you, Cortex is going to shoot a green blast directly to your left. You can quickly duck left and spin it before hitting right to avoid the blue blast. Keep right to hit the 3rd green blast. At 3, they'll shoot back at Cortex. The next phase has Cortex shooting at you in quick succession with purple blasts. Just keep running to one side of the screen, then jump across to the other. Every so often, Cortex will shoot a green blast. Spin them twice, and they'll shoot back at him. The last phase is a cinch. Cortex will shoot a single green blast at you. Spin it back at him, and he'll fall off his hoverboard. You'll unlock the Cortex and Capacitated achievement, and the credits will roll. Once you return back to Cortex Island, head left. We're going to grab the last coloured gem before our second playthrough. Return to Lights Out. It's the one that branches up here. For our second run through of Lights Out, we're going to hit all 15 boxes to unlock the purple gem. We need the yellow gem, which you should have unlocked from the lab. We also need to do this in a single life. Personally, I found this to be the easiest of all the death runs, and it should still be fresh in your memory. Furthermore, the most difficult part is completely skipped via the yellow gem path. Grab the Aku box and head forward. Jump over the pits like you did before. Grab the second Aku mask and continue forward. You should have 2 boxes before the first checkpoint. Continue forward across the moving platforms. Grab the Crash box and wait for the next moving platform before hitting the next Aku box. Continue along the platforms and grab the next 2 boxes. Watch out for the line of rats as you head forward. Grab the checkpoint box as you continue forward. Jump across the moving platform and continue forward past the rats. Grab the next 2 boxes and make your way across the swinging axes. You're still on the clock, but you have more time to wait. Directly ahead, you'll see the yellow gem. Stand on it and it will take you up to the top of the castle. Grab the 3 boxes directly to your right, grab the purple gem, and jump into the exit portal. Wait for Crash to bank the purple gem, hit confirm, and return to Cortex Island. Return right back to the lab. Head up from the lab and you'll hit a shortcut to Sanity Beach. Head right to hit Stormy Ascent. Press confirm to enter the level. We're about to complete the hardest level in Crash Bandicoot, maybe the hardest level in the entire Insane Trilogy. To give you some idea, this level is very similar to Slippery Climb. It was cut from the original game, partly due to its difficulty. It was a DLC with the original Insane Trilogy on PlayStation, but we get it as part of the original version on Xbox. This level has 56 boxes. It's only a clear gem, so you can reload from checkpoints. That said, you might be reloading a lot, so if you're running low on lives, head back to Castle Machinery and refill your lives. I personally used about 80 beating this level. I'm going to be going through this level in detail, as if it was a death run, simply due to the difficulty. Start by grabbing the boxes in the crevice behind you. Jump up the stairs to your right, and jump onto the stair to your left. When the shifting stairs shift back to stairs, jump up them to the top of the stairs to your left. Immediately jump up to the stairs on your right and avoid the explosive beakers being thrown by the lab assistant. Spin the lab assistant away and jump across to the platform on the right. Jump across to the stairs on the left, and as soon as the shifting stairs shift into stairs, jump up to the top step and jump across the spike to the stairs on the left. Ahead we have a timed platform and shifting stairs. They come out together, so we need to time our jump to land on the timed platform just as it pops out from the wall. Immediately jump up the stairs, making sure to jump up the stairs in sets of 2 to make it in time. Jump up to the step at the top for safety, and hit the 2 boxes in the recess. One of them will contain your first Brio token. Jump across the next set of stairs, and stand on the second step to wait for the shifting stairs. As soon as the shifting stairs shift into stairs, jump up to the second step and across to the platform left of the spike. Directly above us is a timed platform. You'll notice from the shadow that it moves in time with the shifting stairs to our right. The problem with this is that the moving platform we are now standing on only triggers when we land on it. This means that they won't be synced up. I don't leave myself much room here, but you can wait on the platform for a better time to jump across. Jump up the stairs and spin away the evil hand. Jump across the timed platform to your left and onto the next set of stairs. Ahead we have a set of 4 shifting stairs. They shift quickly, so timing is essential. Jump across just before they shift into stairs, quickly jump up the stairs in sets of 2, and jump across to the platform at the end. At the top of the moving platform, jump across to the first step. Ahead we can see another lab assistant. His vials will hit you on the top step. You need to jump across the gap while it is clear and spin him away. Jump up to the next moving platform, and again to the stairs to the right. We need to jump up onto one of the platforms rotating around above us. Drop down and spin the bounce box. If you jump on it, chances are the next platform will push you off. Jump across to the next moving platform as it rises from the left. At the top, jump across the platform to the right. Jump across to the moving platform on the right when it reaches the bottom, and jump across to the left when it reaches the top. You should have an eagle to bounce across here. I fell down after bouncing on it. They do respawn, but you can jump across the gap without them. Jump up the stairs and again up the stairs to the right. You should have 7 boxes before hitting the 2 boxes in the recess. The moving platform ahead moves quickly. Timing is important, as it's easy to misjudge and fall into the spikes. Jump across as it reaches above the middle spike, and you should be able to land on it just as it moves back to the right. Quickly jump across the bridge. It tips to either side, so jump across it to reach the next platform quickly. Grab the boxes in the recess. Jump across to the next platform, and when the eagle is lower, bounce across it to reach the next platform. Jump across to the stairs, and jump up them and spin away the evil hand. Ahead we see another set of shifting stairs, followed by moving platforms. You need to wait for the stairs to shift back into stairs. Immediately jump across to them, and forward onto the next moving platform. Wait for the next set of platforms to meet closer together before jumping across. Stand on the platform and wait for it to come back up to the right side before jumping across to the next platform. Directly ahead, we have a timed platform and a lab assistant. Every second time the platform pops out, an explosive vial will land on it. Time your jump across to land on the platform as it pops out during the phase when it's not being hit by an explosive vial, and immediately jump across to spin away the lab assistant. You should have 11 boxes before hitting the 2 in the recess. One will contain our second Brio token. Ahead you will have some more moving platforms. Jump across to the first just as it reaches the spike directly below it. Jump across to the second as they're about to meet. Ahead we have a series of moving platforms. We need to move around them in a pattern so as not to get pushed off or moved into the spike. Jump immediately onto the first one that comes down on the right. As it reaches the bottom, jump up onto the platform directly above it as it comes out from the spike. Jump across to the platform on the right as it comes out from below, and immediately across to the platform on the right. Long bounce along the 2 eagles. Directly ahead, you have more shifting stairs and a timed platform. The stairs will shift every time the platform retracts. You need to run across to the top step as soon as they shift into stairs. Jump across to the timed platform and immediately jump across to the stairs on the right. You should have 13 boxes before hitting the 2 boxes in the recess. Ahead we see 3 timed platforms. You need to jump across to land on each one just as it pops out to avoid falling off the one before it. Stand on the left side of the next platform to avoid the exploding vials. Wait for the timed platform ahead to pop out before moving forward onto it. Immediately jump forward and spin away the lab assistant. Drop down and spin away the eagle hand to your right. Wait for the shifting stairs to your left and run down them to jump over the spike to the platform and the boxes on the far left. Continue down the right in the same fashion. It helps to aim landing on the shifting stairs as they shift into stairs. Grab the bounce box in the reset. Run down the next set of stairs as they shift and jump from the middle over the spike to the left side. Keep doing the same down the next 2. Jump across from the second step and you should make it across the spike. Grab the 2 boxes at the bottom. Wait for the timed platform to pop out and immediately jump across to it. You should be able to immediately jump forward onto the moving platform as it makes its way back up. You should be able to immediately jump forward onto the moving platform as it makes its way back. As soon as the moving platform hits the right side, jump forward. You should be able to land on the next moving platform as it makes its way back to the left. The next moving platform is tricky. You need to jump forward so that you're at the height of your jump as the first platform hits the right. You'll notice that I'm jumping just as the platform reaches in line with the first brick past the large spike. Use this as a guide. Jump across and grab the 2 boxes in the recess. One will contain our last Brio token. Enter the portal to the bonus round. This bonus round is particularly tricky. Start by grabbing the crash box to your right. Climb up the metal boxes and jump across to the TNT box on your right. We need this TNT box to trigger this metal exclamation box, so we can spawn in this box to stop us from falling down the pit. You need to jump across to the left a split second before the TNT explodes. This allows you to clear the explosion, but also gives the box enough time to spawn in. Grab the 2 crash boxes and spin the second metal exclamation mark box. Jump back across to the metal arrow box and long bounce off of it over to the TNT box on the right. We now need to jump across this bounce box, breaking enough boxes above it to let us pass through the top. We only have 5 bounces before the bounce box breaks, but the bounce box at the top also needs 5 bounces to break. Spin as you jump across to break the top bounce box, but land without breaking the bottom one. Bounce and break 3 more boxes. You should have all but the crash box broken. Immediately jump right to avoid breaking the bottom bounce box as you'll need it to get back. Spin the question mark box and bounce on the TNT to start its countdown. Return to the left to avoid the explosion. Jump up on top of the first bouncing metal box and jump across to the second bouncing metal box. At the height of its jump, you should have just enough height to jump over to the bridge of TNT boxes on the left. Run along, jump and bounce on the crash box to the left. Spin the question mark box. There are some TNT that will drop down from above it. Drop down to the right, bouncing off of the bounce box at the bottom to jump to the right. Make sure that when the TNT box go off, you have all 22 boxes. If you don't, fall down to the left and restart. If you do, head right back across the tops of the bouncing metal boxes and to the portal back to the level. Long bounce along the 3 eagles right. You should have 44 boxes before hitting the 2 in the recess. Jump across to the moving platform on your right as it comes up to meet your level from below. Immediately jump down to the platform in the middle to avoid the spikes. Every second platform that passes to your right will be hit by an explosive vial. Jump across when it's safe and spin away the ladder system. Wait for the moving platform to reach the bottom and jump onto it. When it reaches the top, jump to the stairs to your left. Jump across to the lower platform as it comes out from your ride. Wait for it to reach the top, and there'll be a solid platform just before you get pushed off. You can jump straight up onto it. Ahead we have more timed platforms. They move quickly, so you'll need to be aiming for landing on them exactly as they come out, and immediately jumping off them. Jump across the left one to the platform on the right. Grab the 2 boxes in the recess. Drop back down onto the timed platform, and keep heading forward to a moving platform on the right. Jump across to the second step to your left. Immediately after the shifting stairs to your left, shift into stairs. Jump up them in sets of 2. From the top, jump across to the stairs to your left. We have a larger set of timed platforms ahead, but they work exactly the same. Aim for landing on them just as they pop out, and immediately jump off of them to the next. Zigzag your way up until you make it to the set of steps. Jump onto the moving platform when it reaches the bottom. Just as the moving platform nears the top, the shifting stairs to the left should shift into stairs. Jump across them quickly and onto the moving platform at the top left. Jump across to the stairs to the right. Standing on the top step, you need to time your jump to land on the second step of the shifting stairs just as they shift into stairs. This is the only way you'll have time to jump up to the top. Continue up to the steps on your left, and you should have 48 boxes before hitting the 2 in the recess. Directly to your left, the corner of the platform will be hit by explosive vials. As soon as an explosion hits, you should have time to run through and over to the timed platform. Just keep jumping along the platforms as they pop out and spin away the lab assistants at the end. Jump across to the next moving platform just as it moves out from the center, and bounce across the eagle, spinning away the evil hand as you land. Jump across towards the eagle as it reaches the left-hand side. It will fly right just enough for you to bounce off of it and reach the moving platform. Make sure that you don't long bounce, as the extra air time you have will keep you airborne too long to make the platform. The next set of timed platforms are tricky. The first 2 move together. You need to land on the first one and jump off of it just as it retracts. They should push out together just as you're about to land on the second. Jump across the third to the platform on the left. Jump across to the lower moving platform just as it starts to make its way back up to the right. Stay on it until it takes you to the far left. Bounce across the first eagle just as it starts returning left. You should be able to long bounce off of it. You should be able to long bounce off each one as you make your way left. Grab all of the remaining boxes in front of you. Grab the clear gem to your left and jump into the exit portal. Crash will bank the clear gem, unlocking the Family Jewels achievement. This has been our first run. By now, you should have 17 gems and both keys. You should have all of the coloured gems. The next run we do will be a relic run. We'll be grabbing the remaining gems as we go, having unlocked all of the coloured gem paths. For now, you might want to take a break. Depending on your mood, you might even want to go for the gold relic run, while the level's still fresh in your memory. If so, you want to look to the end of the second run. I'm still going to leave it for the very end. Either way, this ends my first video. I hope you've enjoyed Crash Bandicoot so far, and as always, happy hunting.